Welcome back. In our third video, we talked about the manufacturing module. We also looked at using the manufacturing module. We also looked at how to add different manufacturing product type. Then we also proceeded in creating some recipe and putting them to production. Okay, in this very video, we are going to look at the sales module, the different changes that I've made on the sales module and test run all this. So far I've made additional purchases on the system to have more product item in stock. Then before we proceed with looking at the sell module, which we are going to test through both add sell and POS module. Let's first of all add an additional customer. So let's add an additional customer, because right now we only have the working customer. So this also gives us the opportunity to go through the customers module. So to add the customer, you just use replace. You click on add customer, but you have a little changes on the interface. Yeah, now you can if it's an existing customer, you're migrating to the system newly, and it's an existing customer that have some unpaid invoices, or you own the customer, so you can actually add the customer's opening balance. Why you create this customer, the system automatically creates a ledger account for this customer as well. So let's go ahead and create a customer called John Peters. So let's do this. So let's say this customer's opening balance is 20,000. So the system automatically adds this customer, and you can actually, from the action menu, you can do a lot of things. You can, if you have not added an opening balance to this customer's ledger before, you can do that. But we have already added that, so we won't be able to do that again. So you can also view the customer's ledger. You can add deposits. Right now, when you're adding deposits, is different from the usual way it is on SMS system. So you have to indicate the this is just like a customer advance. So customer giving you money ahead of the item or goods the customer is going to buy from you. So let's take a look at the customer's ledger. So if we open this customer's ledger, we can see that this customer has an opening balance of 20,000 debited to his ledger account. So let's proceed with the sales module now. We'll go through first of all add sales. So we have two customers already on the system, and once you select a customer, for instance, let's select John Peters. Them automatically checks if this customer is having and it pumps up if there's anyone, but if there is none, the system just goes allows it to continue. So let's go ahead and add some items to this John Peter. Maybe John Peter is buying pizza. Is buying goods instead of the material. So let's say oil, different liters of oil, and extra large. So let's just have these two items to buying 5 of each. I believe we have more of each. Let me see. Okay. All right. So let's say this customer didn't pay for this. Create this and try creating another invoice for this customer. So when we try creating another invoice for this customer, we select John Peters. You see the system kind of says, okay, this customer have bills that are not paid yet. So if you want to view the bills, you can do this and have the unpaid invoices listed here. This doesn't stop you from processing to make sales to this particular customer. You can still sales to this. Let's make one more sales to this customer. So just this. Let's say customer is buying 5. So here now we on the customers, back to the customers module, we'll be able to see customers that are owing us by going to credit customer. You have list of customers. This list of customers that's owing us, you can also add repayment. Let's say the customer is now paying back the money. When you click on this add repayment module, if the customer is paying for everything at once, okay, let's say the customer is paying 70,000 out of this money. This button here automatically post kind of check for unpaid invoices and have them paid based on the amount this customer has paid in. So let's say in this case now the customer is paying 70 out of the 75,000. So what it means that the system will start from the oldest invoice and pay for it. Then the remaining balance is also used in paying for any other invoice that is still unpaid. So let's select the cash, the payment type. Okay, on the when you're making payments, select two payment type. We have the cash payment and bank, but unfortunately, we have not added any bank. So I'll also use this opportunity to show how that is being done. But meanwhile, let's just select this payment as cash. So let's say the customer paid. So we can set customer payment via cash. So if we add this, he can print the repayment invoice for the customer. Go back, you can see list of repayments from different customers. Okay, let's go back to the cell. If we go back to this cell now, click on list cell, you'll see that the system has marked the various cells. Okay, actually the cells were not up to 75,000. What made it up is because of the opening balance on the customer's ledger already. So let's what the customer's ledger looks like now. So if we come to this, we can either access this from this list customer, or we can simply click on customer's ledger and filter down, select the customer itself. So we're looking for John Peters. So if we submit this, this is what the customer's ledger is. The customer had an opening balance of 20,000 previously and bought some items from you, 37,500, and the running balance came down to this. But another item, the running balance came down to this, and the customer paid 70,000. So the current balance is now 5,000. So that is it for customers part of the system, the modification that you made. You have other things made which you can actually test out on your own. So let's also try having some sales posted via the POS module. So okay, I have some settings that have not been done. This okay, let me add this. So try going back there. So we have to enter our opening balance. Let's say our opening balance is 0. So have the opening balance there. So I also made a few modifications on this part of the system. So we have new buttons added. If it's a direct credit sale, you just simply have to click on credit sale and the system will automatically post that sale as credit. If it's a cash sale, the same thing. If it's a multiple payment, yeah, but the customer is paying either with cash or via bank, then you can also have that. Okay, before we continue with this, let's add a bank account as one of our payment accounts. So we'll come to payment account. We already have cash existing. Then let's add a bank. So let's call this ABC Bank PLC. Then we have to check whether it's a real bank or a petty cash. So if you have to indicate that it's a real bank, that is when it will be available on your payment option. Then petty cash is for remittance account, for posting your expenses. You need to create one for your expense account. So if you need to reconcile any of these accounts at the end of the day, you have to check this button so that when you go to the account reconciliation module, you'll be able to see this ledger account to reconcile. There is also any opening balance on this account. You have to also put it here if you desire to do so. Okay, let's click on this and have this. Then let's also create a petty cash or remittance account at the same time. Call this a remittance. So I'll have to check this. I have to add this. So from here, you can access any of the can edit, fund this account, transfer from one account to another, withdrawals from the accounts, and also have a view of the customer, the ledger for every of the account. For instance, this cash ledger account, if you click on it to have a look at this, you will see that there is a debit to it. That was the payment from the customer. Okay, so let's go back to the POS model now that we have created this. So from the POS model, let's make sales to working customer product, and let's say the customer is not paying anything, it's paying on credit. So we'll just simply click on this button. The system asks you, are you sure you want to post this order or bill without payment? You just say okay to proceed with that, and system automatically that. Then there's one unique thing here you have to see here. The feature, the system automatically tries to it shows you the due amount for this invoice, and if the customer is previously owing, also shows have the amount the previous amount that the customer is also owing on the invoice. So let's say this customer is currently owing this amount. Let's make additional sale to this and have a look at what that looks like. Okay, because this customer is also owing, the system gets to kind of pop up and warn you, okay, this customer has an overdue bill, which you can also view from here. So, but let's go ahead and make some sales again to this customer. And let's say it's also on credit. So if we look at this invoice now, you have the total due amount to be this. So this is the total amount of what the customer bought currently, and plus the additional 8,500 something that the customer was owing. So the total due amount now comes to this up to this amount. So if the customer is also buying an item and also making a payment, the system also goes ahead to show the due balance for that particular customer. So let's make some sales now that the customer is paying cash for. So you say the customer has paid cash, but the system also at the end of the day shows the customer the total amount owing. So let's make another sale whereby we can pay with multiple payments. Okay, let's add few and we click this. So let's say the first payment you're paying via cash. Once you click on the add more button, the system automatically brings down the balance of what you have remaining here. Then you can, let's say we are paying via bank this time. This is, you can be able to see the ABC Bank, and it's a bank transfer. So you need to put in the or the depositor's transfer name, whatever. So in this case, it's just a working customer. So once you have this done, you can click on submit, and the system also posts this payment. All right, that's it for the sales module. Thank you for watching.